Now, Kevin Hart's ex-spouse Torrei is spilling the tea on her upcoming tour with Katt Williams, and she or he's letting you all realize that she does not owe Kevin any loyalty after the way he dealt with her. Now, Torrei didn't bash Kevin or something like that. In fact, she stated they worked together thoroughly once they had been married. But things took a specific turn after Kevin allegedly stepped out on Torrei. As for Katt Williams, you recognize he stirred up a whole commotion along with his membership Shay interview where he threw some important color at Kevin. Now, just when each person notioned the plot couldn't thicken anymore, Torrei dropped a bombshell announcing that she would be becoming a member of Katt on his Dark Relay excursion. However, this statement ruffled some feathers, and Kevin's fans were short to drag Torrei for being disloyal. But Torrei is now putting the report instantly on what actually transpired between her and Kevin, and he or she's unapologetic about her selection to group up with Kevin's biggest nemesis. 2024 isn't always setting out on a good notice for bad little Kevin Hart. So first, he has been out here on foot round without that wedding bling, fueling rumors that his marriage together with his spouse, Eniku, is at the rocks. And even before Katt Williams spilled all that tea on Shannon Sharpe's podcast, reports had already started circulating that Kevin's marriage changed into on the wobbly ground. However, is anyone surprised? I imply Kevin has been stuck up in dishonest scandals as a ways again as my memory stretches. Again, while he becomes still married to Torrei, Kevin could not live real for anything, and the streets were chattering, claiming he was messing around with the complete lineup of girls. And rumor has it that one of these ladies was Eniku, his current spouse. Kevin and Eniku have been denying it left and proper, talking about how they had been simply buddies when Kevin became nonetheless tied to Torrei. However, come on now, son. We all know how these stories typically spread. At the beginning, Kevin and Eniku stored matters real hush-hush about when they formally were given collectively, and that raised some severe eyebrows. But then Kevin slipped up and spilled the beans. Speak me about how they had been rocking collectively for a stable 5 years earlier than he put a ring on it in 2014. So if you do the maths, which means they related up in 2009. And considering Kevin positioned inside the divorce papers to Torrei in 2010, nicely, you must be a detective to see what is going on with that timeline. Now the streets are humming, saying Eniku would possibly have began off because the facet piece, however, were given that advertising to wifey fame. That is probable why Maximum folks didn't shed a single tear whilst Kevin become out here gambling grimy on Eniku. You already know the saying, how you get them is the way you lose them. Rapid forward to the messy part of the story. Kevin got stuck crimson surpassed, stepping out on Eniku at the same time as she became sporting their first toddler. Remember a fact, Eniku spilled the tea herself, pronouncing she was 7 or 8 months into her pregnancy, while anyone slid into her DMs with a video of Kevin cozying as much as every other lady. The entire state of affairs was wild because Kevin was out right here swearing left and proper that he never stepped out on Eniku. Ultimately, Kevin determined to come easy at the Breakfast Club and admitted he did cheat on Eniku. And this moment gave us one among Charlemagne's high-quality comebacks of all time. Kevin referred to as his choice to cheat awful blunders in judgment and pointed out how he was hoping Eniku could discover it in her coronary heart to forgive and understand that this isn't always going to be a normal factor. You already know the usual cheater speech.
In the air, I'm guilty, regardless of how it happened and what was involved and that I can't talk about. I'm guilty. I'm wrong. Me being wrong, I'm gonna face the music, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna address it, I'm gonna make my wife full aware of what's going on in the situation that I have now put us in. And I'm hoping that she has a heart to where she can forgive me and understand that this is not going to be a reoccurring thing.
You'll assume maximum women with a few self-respect could kick Kevin to the shrink and just recognition on co-parenting, right? However, nope. Eniku took a specific path. She chose to pace through her guy, speak me about how she nonetheless sees Kevin as an amazing husband. Toddler? If it really is her concept of an awesome husband, I am type of scared to hear what she thinks an awful husband looks as if. And in any case that talk about staying collectively for the family, Kevin went on this interview spree, spilling that equal old line about circle of relatives' values. It changed into like deja vu with Jay-Z and the Becky with the good hair drama. You realize? For a minute there, it seemed like Kevin was simply on foot the stroll, preaching dedication and swearing off the cheating. However, then entered Tasha K with fresh tea. According to her, Kevin truly did not cease the dirty deeds. He just were given sneakier in overlaying his tracks. So Tasha currently delivered Kevin's former assistant, Maisha Shakes, on her channel. And Maisha dropped a bombshell, claiming that Kevin become obtainable, stepping out on Eniku with a whole squad of other girls. And this sort of affairs may have long gone as far as someone getting pregnant and showering, after which going domestic. Maisha also claimed that she attempted to do the right thing and give Eniku a heads up approximately Kevin supposedly fooling around with a flight attendant on his non-public jet. But Eniku instantly shrugged off Maisha's warnings like they were the previous day's information. Is going to reveal you cannot rescue someone who is not seeking to be saved, I wager. So after this interview went viral, Kevin quickly slapped Tasha with a lawsuit, accusing her of spearheading a scheme to extort him. And he additionally filed a separate lawsuit towards Maisha, accusing her of defamation, extortion, invasion of privateness, and breach of settlement. But Kevin didn't stop there. He also filed for a brief restraining order in opposition to Tasha and asked the Chews to do away with the interview with Maisha from the internet. But Kevin were given a bit ahead of himself there, and the judge shut him down, rejecting his request for a restraining order. In keeping with files acquired by means of Rolling Stone, the judge dominated that Kevin's request become, quote, only a clearly vague, overboard request that does not address actual malice. So, inside the period in between, maybe Kevin can capture his ex-spouse Torrei on one among her upcoming shows with Katt Williams. Simply days after Katt's explosive interview on Club Shay, Torrei took to IG to percentage the information and posted an image of her and Katt with details on their joint tour. Within the caption, Torrei wrote, Charlotte, Orlando, Tampa, come see me stay with my suitable buddy Katt Williams at the Dark Mattis tour. More dates coming quickly. However, you recognize Kevin's enthusiasts gave Torrei a difficult time for this circulate, announcing she's now not unswerving and calling her all types of names. Well, Torrei recently sat down for a chat on the Pish podcast to set the document straight about her selection to crew up with Katt, and she or he made it crystal clear that she doesn't owe Kevin any loyalty. And for all the people who were calling her a gold digger, Torrei clarified that she met Kevin when he did not have a dime to his call. And it was truly her idea to move with Kevin to LA due to the fact she turned into the one who wanted to pursue a career in Hollywood. As for claims that she's petty and disloyal for teaming up with her ex-husband's op, Torrei explained that she's recognized Katt for a long time, and this isn't always the primary time that Katt gave her a process opportunity. Ultimately, Torrei additionally has something to say to all of the haters calling her out for keeping the closing name Hart. And turns out, she's were given a very good motive for not converting it lower back to her maiden call, Skipper. And that is precisely why folks at the moment are taking Torrei's aspect, because unlike Katt, Kevin by no means put Torrei on, no matter having a massive platform. And that is on pinnacle of all of the dishonest and mendacity he's performed. So it's loopy that a few human beings nevertheless suppose this girl owes Kevin any loyalty. But how do you sense approximately Torrei occurring excursion with Katt Williams? And what's your take on this complete loyalty debate considering Kevin cheated on Torrei? Permit me understand within the feedback and make certain to trap this subsequent story.